Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kristi. Thanks for clicking on this video. And if you like it, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. So today we're going to be making a tea. This is jasmine green tea, and I can't remember if I've had this before. I want to say no. The reason I can't remember is because I do like to try different teas, and when we went to the 99 Ranch Market, we picked up a few boxes of different teas just to kind of restock. So I was really excited to try this one. I've tried jasmine tea and I've tried green tea, but I've not had the two together like this. So yeah, I guess you could say I've not tried it before. Today I'm going to be making quite a bit. I do want to take some to work, so I want to fill both of these bottles up. Once I have all of my tea bags in, I like to knot up the string just to kind of keep all the strings together, and then sometimes I'll even use something to kind of keep that propped up, because when you pour the water, it naturally wants to float around, and sometimes those little tags can kind of fall in. So if that happens to you and you have a much bigger pot like I'm going to be using now, you can definitely use a chopstick. I realized that this little measuring cup was just way too small for how much tea that I was wanting to make. So I just measured it out to make sure that it wouldn't be too watered down. And then that's why I did that beforehand, before pouring it into the bigger pot. Next time I make this amount of tea, I'm going to just skip the whole tea kettle altogether and just boil the water in this pot to begin with, because it just makes more sense to do it that way, and then just throw the tea bags in there after you get the water kind of up to a boil. So here, as you can see, I'm using this chopstick to kind of hold all of those strings up and out of the pot. Now you just want to remove the tea bags and get ready to make your drinks. I do squeeze out all the extra liquid from the tea bags. Just be careful if you choose to do this, because they are extremely hot. So you see this Starbucks cup that I have here? I love it. It's so beautiful, but unfortunately it's not very practical for me. I really don't like screw top lids. I just don't like, especially when we were wearing masks, it just doesn't, it's not easy to drink out of when you have a screw top lid. So I don't really use it that often, and I really try to, because I did buy it, and I didn't want to be one of those people that just ends up with 1,000 water bottles that you never use. So I do try my best to use it, but I just wish that the lid was a little more practical. Anyway, do you have an impractical water bottle that you keep around that you never use? I'm sure I'm not the only one, right? I am using a funnel to just help get that really, really hot liquid into my water bottles. And I'm now going to be moving on to some non-dairy creamer. I started using this because we had so much of it in the fridge. My mom was in town not too long ago, and she had bought a lot of it because her and my grandmother like to drink a lot of coffee. But to be honest, it's really sweet. I had never used it, and I used it for my drinks, and I used way too much, as you can see. That is way too much for the tea. I mean, the tea is very light, so a little goes a long way with your creamer, especially if you're going to use this particular creamer. And I added milk. Oh my gosh, it was good. I should have just backed off the creamer. And you know what? It could just be personal preference, you know? I mean, if you like this much creamer in your tea and coffee, I mean, that's great. But for me personally, it was just too sweet. And again, I really like sweet drinks. Moving on to last but certainly not least, my favorite part of the drink, which are the chia seeds. You don't have to put these in your drink, but I swear these are amazing. They're so great for your gut. I highly recommend these to anybody, everybody, all the time. I'm always saying, if you are feeling really kind of gross, like in your belly, you know, you've had like a really bad eating weekend, have some chia seeds, throw them in your drink, you know, make a protein drink and throw some in there, and you will not regret it. You'll feel so much better, and your gut will feel so happy, and your gut will thank you. Trust me, and you can thank me later.
Are you looking for new doctors inside?
No. Your dress just looked kind of like
New doctor saw my doctors a few days ago.
Let's repot a plant, shall we? If you're wondering, do those dogs always bark like that? Yes. Yes, they do. So what do I have here? I'm not sure. If you know, can you let me know? I purchased this plant. I can't even remember now. It's been that long. I've actually had this little guy for a while.
Yeah?
It's been sitting in its same little boring nursery pot this entire time. I want to say I've had it at least for a year, like seriously. And it's been doing just great. But I did notice that the soil in its boring little nursery pot was super dry. Like, so dry. Like, brittle dry. And I felt really bad. Like, it needed a better home. And my grandmother came home with this lovely little pot. And I actually have the same pot in a larger version. So when I saw this tinier version of it, I thought, oh, I have the most perfect plant for it. So my little friend here finally has a home.
It used to be 2022. It used to be 2022.
But again, if you happen to know what kind of plant this is, let me know. Because when I bought it, it just said tropical plant. Thanks for watching.